The mystical singer-songwriter John Denver was born Henry John Deutschendorf Jr. on December 31, 1943 in Roswell, New Mexico. His father was an Air Force pilot and later a Learjet flying instructor who taught his son how to fly. During the late 1940s and 50s, Denver moved to Oklahoma, Arizona, Alabama, and Texas with his family.
When I was a child, I felt like I didn't have a lot of friends. My father was in the Air Force, we moved around a great deal, and I used to go out into the desert, or I'd climb up into a tree, or I'd be up in the mountains, and just anywhere that I could get out in nature.
As a teenager, he received his first guitar, a 1910 Gibson acoustic, as a gift from his grandmother. In 1964, he moved to Los Angeles, where at the suggestion of a record producer, he changed his surname to Denver because of its association with the mountains and the outdoors, about which he liked to sing. The following year, he went to New York and replaced Chad Mitchell in the Chad Mitchell Trio, beating out 250 other candidates who had also auditioned for the role. In 1966, after a concert in Minnesota, Denver met Anne Martel, whom he married a few years later. She would be the subject of his hit song, Annie's Song, which he composed in only 10 minutes as he sat on a Colorado ski lift after the couple were divorcing in 1982.
I love the song, and I still love Annie, We just are not happy together. We don't want to live together.
By 1969, Denver had left the Chad Mitchell Trio to pursue a solo career and released his first album for RCA Records, Rhymes and Reasons. In 1971, Take Me Home, Country Roads, written by Bill Tanoff and Taffy Nivert and included on his follow-up album, became Denver's first million-selling single, beginning a streak of hits that lasted through the decade.
Country roads, take me home to the place I
belong. In 1972, Denver scored his first top 10 album with Rocky Mountain High, with its title track reaching the top 10 singles in 1973.
From the starlight, it's softer than a lullaby. Rocky Mountain High.
Between 1974 and 1975, Denver placed 3 albums in the #1 spot, including his 1973 Greatest Hits LP, which became one of the largest selling albums in RCA history, with total sales of more than 10 million.
I wanted to have a lot of friends. I want people to like me, and I like people a whole lot. And I really love it today when people come up and recognize me, and I can shake hands and say hello to them and stuff. I feel like I have a lot of friends.
Despite his popularity, Denver was considered a rather lightweight folk singer. Yet, he received the Country Music Association's Entertainer of the Year award in 1975. At the ceremony, the outgoing Entertainer of the Year, Charlie Rich, presented the award, but in protest of what he considered the inappropriateness of Denver's selection, he set fire to the envelope containing the official notification of the award.
I'm absolutely thrilled to have the opportunity of accepting this award because it gives me a chance to acknowledge all of the people who are in country and western music for what I have learned and what I'm still learning in regard to music. And it gives me a chance to acknowledge my mom and dad who are here tonight, who are the 2 biggest country and western music fans in the whole world.
During the 1970s, Denver appeared regularly on television, headlining at least one special a year from 1974 to 81, and performing on various occasions with the Muppets.
Kermit, perfectly innocent. Now, she was out visiting some friends last October, and one day I took her for a horseback ride. We had a wonderful time.
That's not what the horse said.
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you.
In 1977, he made his film debut, starring opposite George Burns in Oh God.
You're feeling a little strange, huh?
Very strange.
Like you're gonna faint?
During the 1980s and 90s, he continued to perform and record while devoting himself to causes like wildlife and land conservation, alleviating hunger, curtailing nuclear power and exploring space.
Not do it. We must continue our explorations. We must open our eyes and our minds and our hearts to accept being the first among humans to enter the far reaches of space.
It seemed that his musical peak, however, had been reached in the mid-70s, and he never regained the same level of commercial success. Still, he was asked to compose and perform the theme song for the 1984 Winter Olympics in Sarajevo.
On the side of the mountain, in a race for the sun, in a matter of moments, the dream of a lifetime is won. There's a fire in the heart, and it feels
An avid
like
skier, Denver also provided commentary for the skiing portion. During the early 90s, it seemed Denver worked hard to shatter his goody two-shoes image. In 1993, he was arrested on drunk driving charges in Aspen. He pleaded guilty and was sentenced to probation and a $372 fine. Exactly a year later, he was arrested again for drunk driving. His 2 marriages had collapsed. He was also banned from flying planes, another of his many passions.
We've got a date today with a dream, one of man's oldest, the dream of flight.
Sure, you recognize the gentleman on my right. He's my father, Dutch Dutchendorf. He's been a pilot all his life. He taught me how to fly.
Regardless of his personal problems, Denver recorded and released approximately 300 songs, about 200 of which he composed, with total sales of over 33 million records worldwide. His prolific output earned him a spot in the Songwriters Hall of Fame, to which he was inducted in 1996. In early 1997, Denver filmed an episode for the Nature series. His last song, Yellowstone Coming Home, which he composed while rafting along the Colorado River with his son and young daughter, was included.
Oh, the little one. Oh, the joy that I feel. Oh, the love in my heart. The wilderness song. Oh.
That summer, Denver recorded a children's album titled All Aboard. For this, he would receive his only Grammy Award, even though he had hosted the award ceremony 5 times over the course of his career. However, he would receive that award posthumously. On October 12, 1997, a light plane Denver was piloting crashed into Monterey Bay in California. John Denver was 53 years old. His remains were cremated, and his ashes were scattered in the Rocky Mountains.
What I try to do is sing for something, and to sing for life rather than out against our fear of death. You know, it seems that today that's so much in our minds that maybe we think it's inevitable. For me, there's an underlying joy, really, in all of life, and there's a celebration in living.
I'm leaving on a jet plane. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go.
Described as being among the most beloved entertainers of his era, John Denver reached audiences of all ages. His songs celebrating nature crossed genres and have become anthems for audiences around the country and even in a few states. Denver used his fame to try to make the world a better place, and for all his talents and hard work, he will never be forgotten.
I hate to go.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and to like the video.